All right, what is up, everyone? Hope you all are staying safe out there. As always, welcome back to the Revan Trading Channel. I want to start off today by looking at Bitcoin on the monthly time frame. We'll also look at some gold, and Tesla, silver, and some other time frames. So it'll be a great video. Just kind of keep it short and concise today. But the monthly time frame on just the ribbons, before we look at the RMO down there, we are testing the exact same band level that we tested back in 2022, June of 2022, where the monthly had its final close, big red candle to the downside before it went sideways and did bottom out a little bit lower. And if I measure here from the monthly closure to the actual bottom was about 18, and if I measure to the wick, about 20 to 21% there. So if we're looking at the same kind of price action, which I actually do think that we very well could be for several reasons. We go down, say the monthly closed here, maybe it closes a little bit lower than here. We'll just go down to like 62K. 20% down from there would be just about $50,000, 50,000, almost even. Yeah. So that's very, very foreseeable in kind of what I am planning for. I will slowly be buying from here down to that area. And I'll reevaluate if we break considerably lower than 50K. And, obviously we'll be watching as things come, but I don't expect that to happen anytime soon. For instance, if we look just on the ribbons, from that monthly to the actual bottom was about 6 bars. And then from there, it was bull market on. So again, if we go 6 months from here, that would be anytime between July to August to September. August is exactly 6 bars. I'm looking at July to September to be possibly our consolidation bottoming out region here, where we might find the end of this bear cycle for Bitcoin. A couple other reasons that I'm looking at that is we saw our very first period where the RMO crossed to the downside considerably. I guess we can go way back here. That would be interesting to see. There's not much to go on, but we did see even back here the very first time that Bitcoin bottomed out. It bottomed kind of close to the same level. Let me see how far it was from the cross down. Actually, from the peak to the cross down was, before it bottomed right there, was 12 bars. So that first one was 12 bars from the peak to the cross down. The second one was 11 bars. The third one was 14 bars. The fifth one here is has also been 14 bars so far. So say we go, 15 bars. That means this month or next month will be the last major monthly closure to the downside that I could expect to see. And from there, a lot more consolidation. Again, we could go about 20% lower than here, but I don't think we have a lot of time as far as continued downside. Now, I do think that we have about 6 bars or so, which we saw every time, about 4 to 6 bars of sideways consolidation, maybe slowly bottoming out a little bit lower, again, 20%. So say we go 20% lower over, the next 6 bars from here. That would be just about in September. I would say July, August, September, October area. To be, slowly filling in this range, bottoming out. So that's what I'm looking at in the monthly time frame. Let's look at our daily time frame here on the ribbons again. We are seeing a major wick. We did see a wick into the dotted support 1 band. Again, I said this in many other videos, but the first wick into general price areas like this oftentimes are followed by a mean reversion play for scalping, and this is on the Patreon. For anyone that has this tool, you can kind of read about how I take scalps off of this or plays. But you can take a scalp. Now that's already played out pretty well. I would not go long off of this until I saw a closure in this area. So, and listen, we have about an hour left today, so I do expect it to close in this area. The best closures, though, are when it's closing right around that level and you can get in with a very minimal risk. This is still decent risk because if it closes here, price could still go down and close below it. You're at a 5% plus loss, if it's closing the next few days. So this isn't necessarily a place I would go long, though technically, if you want to play it very, very technically, this is in fact, as long as we see closure above, this could be decent long play. And if we were in more of, we had already started a consolidation period, I would technically probably go long off this. Right now, I'm actually still holding a short from back here. I took a little bit of profit off of the wick into this band right here, so I took profit today. I took profit over the last couple days actually, and now I will sit on the rest of my position more as a hedge against just the Bitcoin holdings I have and the strategies I am trading going long. So not super playable at the moment, in my opinion. Possibly if we see a closure below here, that would be a signal to go short again for me. I'd probably layer into my short down to at least 55K. I guess over time I am looking at that 50K area, but I would take some profit here probably at 59K and a little bit more at 57 and the last profit at 55. So that's what I would kind of be looking to do off of that short. Daily time frame, not a whole lot else going on. We can look at the 12-hour time frame because this actually did see what we saw on our daily time frame. The wick there shows up perfectly in this 12-hour. So if you are trading a 12-hour time frame here, this is what I was talking about earlier, picture perfect closure at this dotted band level. Wicks below it, closes above it, right at it, so you have very minimal risk. You can either manage your risk at a closure below this or a closure below where the support to band was, which was 60K. So if I was going long off of this, my risk would either be 60K if I wanted to be a little bit more lenient with it, or just a closure below the dotted band right there. So yeah, we're seeing a nice move off of that. The ribbon momentum oscillator is crossed to the downside, and but it crossed a few closures ago and actually did see. So if you were trading that on the closure, if you traded it right at the closure, it went a nice 4% to the downside. And if I was looking at these, this would have been a perfect place to take profit off of that short. So lots of ways to play the ribbons. All right, let me look at 4-hour. I don't know if there's anything. Yeah, there is actually something to go off the 4-hour here. We did see actually not yet. My apologies. We saw a closure above, but we didn't see a closure above this support 1 band. So, and it is rejecting off the support 1 band. So to me, that's actually not necessarily a long signal on the 4-hour time frame. We can look at the other one here. Yeah, and if we look at our other 4-hour time frame here, it's even a little bit more clear that we're rejecting off of this support 1 level. We're about to close below it again. So this is not actable. If this is not a great place to go short or long, in my opinion, off of the 4-hour. Though, if anything, it would be an average place to go short. If you're looking for, obviously, most of this move has happened already, so I would, I'd be a little bit cautious if I was trading a 4-hour time frame on this, but it is possible to trade that. All right, last we're going to look at we'll look at gold, silver, and Tesla. Gold or silver here, first off, is looking pretty great. Ignore these lines here. That's something else I've been working on. But we had a closure above the resistance 1 dotted band right here. Any closure above it, looking for trending, and we absolutely got that trending move here on silver with a nice move up about 11% total, but even now it's sitting about 8 or 9% up from there. So on the 4-hour time frame, silver is definitely bullish. However, this is not a place that I would necessarily go long. We have momentum closing to the downside. So, and you can see it's started to consolidate here, though at a high level. Possibly I would enter a low risk long here if we tested into 85K, $85. Or if we saw a closure below $85 or wherever the support 1 dotted band ends up at that time, I would, possibly take a short off of that. I'm currently not trading metals right now, but that would be possible. And we can look at gold. All right, looking at gold on the 1-day time frame, we are seeing the ribbon momentum oscillator getting real close to crossing up. However, it's not crossed up yet. And we are seeing price close above this midline. So this would be a decent place to get in a trade if I was trading metals and just manage it off of the midline. A closure below that midline would be my cue to get out. As long as it stays above, I'm looking at more upside here. I know I watched Crown's videos today, and he was not particularly bullish on this. I'm more bullish than I am bearish, but again, that midline will tell us very soon. And it did have a decent bounce off of this support 1 band here, where this is average close where it wicked way below it, closed above it, and then had a decent move now, up about 10% from there. So very, very tradable moves happening on gold and silver. If you are more of a trader for the 4-hour time frame on gold, we are seeing, again, we saw a closure above, and our move already happened there. So as of now, again, I'm still more bullish than I am bearish, unless I start seeing a closure above on the 4-hour 5,100. If I see closure below that, definitely I will be getting more bearish. And we are seeing momentum also across the downside on gold. So to a counterpoint, things could very easily turn around from here. This could turn into a swing play down, and then either more consolidation or who knows where it goes from there. So, all right, that's all I'm gonna cover today. It's getting a little bit long, so hope you all again are staying safe. I'm in the Discord. I'm around if you ever have any questions, thoughts, and I will see you guys in the next video.